McDaniel says even after filing bankruptcy, she can't get ahead of her debt. Wayne Johnson, who just resigned as head of the Federal Student Loan Office, says stories like McDaniel's spotlight a system that's failing borrowers.
It's not only fundamentally broken, it's definitely broken to its core.
Yeah, that's a Republican, a former senior official in the Trump Education Department, and now he's running for state office in Georgia on a student debt forgiveness platform. Meanwhile, what is Betsy DeVos, who's the head of his former department, saying about student debt forgiveness?
Obviously, Democratic candidates are campaigning on the fact of eliminating student loans and just wiping them clean.
Their proposals are crazy. I mean, it's trillions of dollars. And who do they think is actually going to pay for these? It's going to be 2 of the 3 Americans that aren't going to college paying for the 1 out of 3 that do.
By the way, that's a position that many Democrats have. And this is a Republican guy who's running on this platform. But DeVos's math just doesn't add up there. A reminder that student debt is at $1.6 trillion. It's a $1.6 trillion crisis. We bailed out the big banks after they crashed our economy to the tune of $29 trillion. So when it's the banks getting trillions upon trillions of dollars to patch up their own illegal activity, oh, that's entirely feasible. We can do that. But when it's the banks getting their money, just not the compiling interest, they're getting their money back with the forgiveness because the students are unable to pay, then they wouldn't get that interest. Then the forgiveness, it's impossible, that you can't forgive that debt, even when it's a fraction of the bailout. Oh no, that's crazy. She's an idiot, and what's worse, she's a bought-off idiot. And look, it's admirable. He's a Republican. I don't agree with him on most things probably, but Wayne Johnson, who was the COO of the Office of Federal Student Aid, now he's resigning in protest of that. So we see all of these Trump administration officials resigning over basically infighting, personal issues with one another, just shallow reasons. But this guy, he's resigning for an extremely legitimate, substantive reason. He resigned in protest of our disgusting predatory student loan problem, unlike, again, the infighting that we're seeing in the Trump administration. Johnson told the Wall Street Journal he reached his conclusion after watching climbing defaults and realizing that a majority of student debt will never be repaid. Indeed, 5 years into repayment, half of student loan borrowers haven't paid even $1 toward their debt's principal, according to the Education Department's own data. And 40% of student loan borrowers could default by 2023, according to an analysis by the Brookings Institution. This is how common sense it is, guys. A Republican is literally running on it, and I bet he's going to win, because it's a populist position, and populism wins. And, you have people like Amy Klobuchar who are saying it's impossible. There are 2 presidential candidates who are trying to cancel student debt. 2 significant presidential candidates and who are making it a part of their platform. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts has proposed canceling $640 billion of the debt. Senator Bernie Sanders said he'd erase all $1.6 trillion of it. The rest of the candidates? If you open a small business in a minority-owned neighborhood and you have a middle name that contains the letter X, then we'll cancel your debt. Kind of taking a shot at Kamala Harris there, because that's how convoluted her plan is. And Amy Klobuchar's like, Pell Grants! No one knows what that is. Whatever. It's common sense. Once again, it's such common sense that this former Trump official was outraged enough to resign and then run on it. So that says enough, I think, about the student debt issue.